Good morning, everyone. I'm back. Welcome to Cliff London Uncensored. This is me, your guy, the quirk, the nerd, the anger. I'm back. Reason why I was gone is because, as you fellas know out there, if you have a wife, there are just some things that come with that, like going to weddings and stuff. And usually, when that happens in my world, it involves taking time off work, uprooting stuff, all kind of stuff. I actually got right before the bride and groom were about to enter for the Catholic ceremony. Someone came up to me and thrust the very tripod I'm using right now in my hands because my wife volunteered me to videotape. To which I told her at the time, no, I will not do that because I really didn't want to go in the first place, and since I'm going, I am not going to. They have professional people that do that, and these people got money, so no, I was not going to get signed up for that. Lo and behold, boom, because they were friends. There I am with some other woman's phone, not knowing how to work it. It was a different phone than mine. I tried to record it on mine and then had to transfer it. It was a fiasco. But anyway, I'm back. Glad it's over. This coming weekend, she has agreed to not plan a thing because it's been hell all month. Now, that being said, the time is ticking. The child is almost here, and I couldn't be more delighted. Her and her sister think that some way they're like, oh, you're gonna have a rude awakening. I know that it's not gonna be a walk in the park raising a child. Of course I know that. But I'm a fucking samurai and I'm up for the challenge. But they're like, oh, you're gonna have a rude awakening. Why? Because I'm excited. Because I'm not thinking, oh man, it's gonna be hard. I already know that shit. But that doesn't, it goes in cycles. Once I'm not worried about them. Anyways, I don't want to go off on a tangent here. What I want to talk about today is, I don't know how many of you have any experience in the theater or acting, but despite those weirdos in Hollywood, there actually is a craft to what they do, and I will never be ashamed of that part of my history. But one thing that I learned in my days as an actor, and is this one fundamental thing: respect the source material. Now, what does respect the source material means? It means the script and or the extended universes of franchises like Star Wars. Now, why is that so important? Because I hear a lot of the hardcore comic book guys talk about the source material, but they really don't explain what that means. Now, in a layman's term, respecting the source material is staying true to canon and things of that nature, but even on a deeper level, you respect the source material because usually the best product comes from doing that. For example, the reason why these last few Star Wars movies sucked is because they got away from the source material. They actually thought these people, number one, what's wrong with them? These leftists and these intersectional feminists and these people that are pushing homosexuality or their sexual preference on other people is that they can't create anything. They're not really creative. They can't find a way to get their message across with a unique story of their own, with great characters of their own. Because if you did that, hey, good shit is good shit, and the fandom would accept it. We're not these horrible people like they like to paint us out in the media. But the reason why those movies are bad and the reason why they were horrible is because all these things go to the source material. The fandom, the legacy, the mythology, the nostalgia that people have when they think of those characters. what it means to them. Except they, when their work is bad, they say, "Oh, well, it's just for kids and it's space wizards." But okay, if it's that, then why are you inserting your weirdo, perverted politics into it, your identity politics into it? Why are you doing that if it's just that? Why can't you create a universe and stories of your own where you can create that stuff to your heart's content and cater to the people that you want to and be great? But you don't do that because no one wants to really watch that stuff. So you're gonna force it on people. Anyway, respecting the source material. Now, when I was an actor, the one thing that one of the first things I learned to do when handed a script is, I would read it over and over and over and over and over, looking for little tidbits, looking for little nuances, looking for little moments that I could use to enhance the character. But it wasn't go out and think of something else horrible in your life to get a desired effect on stage. Like, for example, I would think about a friend of mine that died in order to cry, but it would have nothing to do with what's actually going on in the play. That is shit work. You should never, ever, ever constantly psychologically drudge up tragedies and shit just to break a tear. What you do is you keep referring back to the text. You keep referring back to the script, the comic, the extended universe, no matter what it is. Anything that has to do with acting or entertainment in any regard, especially the craft of acting, especially when you have these universes. These weirdos are trying to come after Lord of the Rings now. That was written by, I believe Tolkien is a devout Catholic. Okay, they want Frodo and Sam to be gay, but they're just hobbits. Sorry. He didn't do it that way, but what they're going to do is end up destroying those franchises the way that they did, that they did Star Wars. By forcing their beliefs onto people. If it's for children, like you say, if it's about space wizards, then why are you injecting that in there? There's no heterosexual scenes in Star Wars. You see some kisses. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. You're dealing with elves and hobbits and shit. What the hell are these weirdos talking about? By the way, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Amazon Prime has a Lord of the Rings series, and they're talking about introducing sexual themes into it. And it's like, again, stick to the fucking source material, please. But that's why it's Hollywood, because they don't care about shit like art or integrity, or the very fucking fundamental thing is respecting the damn source material and referring back to the script. And did you guys know that Hollywood, yes, Hollywood, all those rich guys that get paid to pretend to be other guys and do it, some of them do it very well, they are actually wanting the government to bail them out, meaning the taxpayers, meaning us, to bail them out. So Christian Bale, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, all these guys, DiCaprio, bitch ass Robert Pattinson, again, someone else who doesn't respect the source material, which is why he didn't get in shape for the role of Batman. All these guys, why don't you all get together and pool your resources and bail yourselves out? You have got to be kidding me. Those people in Hollywood put themselves in that situation by supporting those weirdos out there like Gavin Newsom. So then when those policies affect them, then they want to bounce, and they want the taxpayer to do it while they marshal their resources and bounce to Guam or whatever until the shit lays over. Fuck them. They should be bailing them fucking selves out. But first and foremost, what you should be doing, Hollyweird, all you people out there ruining franchises and using them for your platform because you can't create anything of your own, the least you could be doing is respecting the source material, because you know what, weirdos? Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, most of the time, I mean, these guys that wrote this stuff were artists in the highest regard. They already had strong, intriguing female characters in them. Now, there's a certain group that comes in and, now they're injecting the gay thing in there. And again, I will always stand by. I do not think it matters who you choose to love in the world. You know what I mean? I don't. I have no problem with gay people, but it's the same thing. If it's not in the source material, what is your motivation for putting it there? Are you trying to force people to? Because that's a direct contradiction. Because you wouldn't want someone to force you to believe in something. And let's just keep it real here. We're talking about a sexual preference, something that should be reserved for the privacy of your bedroom anyway. And that's actually a good way to leave that subject. There is no reason why when I go to watch entertainment of my choice, or rent a movie. Now, if it's in the script, let's say that that they found out after Tolkien died, after he died, let's say they found a journal or something where Frodo and Sam were indeed homosexuals. Have at it. It's in the source material. But I like to point out something. You notice, in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a lot of Shakespeare reboots. Baz Luhrmann did a wonderful version of Romeo and Juliet. There was a version of O. There was a great version of Hamlet with Ethan Hawke and Sam Shepard. Now, I know you notice, now, a lot of people don't, I'm sure if I went back and watched those, I'd find things wrong with them. But at the time, I really thought they were really cool. I was pretentious. I was in college. But at the same time, I do remember them being, the actors, you can tell that they really knew what they were talking about and knew what they were saying. And what I'm noticing now is that these people they're not attacking Shakespeare. They're not trying to make Mercutio and Benvolio have erotic feelings to one another. They're not doing that. And you can do that because Shakespeare Estate, once the person is, gone, you can do what you want to with it, hence those remakes. But Shakespeare's not around anymore, so that's why you got those. That's that's why you see a lot of people taking creative license. I saw a version of Macbeth that was set in a fast food restaurant. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's out there somewhere. But anyways, you don't see these intersectional feminists and these crazed leftists. You don't see them working their way. You don't see them digging up Shakespeare. Why? Because it would take too much effort on their part. Why? Because it's not in vogue right now. It's really not. The generation now, they're not really going wild for the Bard lately. I can't remember anybody that ever has, except theater people. It's just the truth. But what they do is ruin these already great franchises instead of coming up with something of your own. To end that part of this video, basically come up with your own shit. Please, please, please attempt, you weirdos, if any of you are watching this, to write. And the only reason why I'm saying weirdos is because I'm trying not to use profanity, because I hear that the algorithm picks up on that. So just try it. At least that weird guy that had the Snowflake and Safe Space characters in his comic, at least he tried something. At least he tried to come up with his own characters. Okay, they sucked, but I commend him for the effort. Punk ass Neil Druckmann that ruined the Last of Us franchise, at least he screwed his own franchise up, but at least he tried to do his own, and it was his own shit in the first place. So if he wanted to run it into the ground, let him run it into the ground. I didn't buy it, but at least he did his own thing. He didn't pull up Metroid and be like, let's make him a trans or whatever. Excuse me, he didn't do that. So basically, the reason why most of the fond memories of these great franchises that you and I have from our childhood and adulthood. The reason why you're seeing all this, all this emphasis on sex and basically it's a softcore porn, which is okay when they're trying to show you gay stuff. But oh God, these days, if a beautiful woman's there, and she loves her man and she would likes nothing more than being a housewife, they'll dog her out, treat her like she's shit, all in the media and stuff. They're attacking the Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, however you say it, the chick that's playing Wonder Woman because she didn't fall in line with their bullshit view. So now they're attacking her. Now, when Wonder Woman came out, she was a champion for the cause and stuff. You see how quickly these people turn on you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't trust them. Oh, and by the way, actually, we're going to cut that shit off there as far as source material. You all get the point. Respect the source material. That doesn't mean just following canon. That means for the performers and stuff involved, the writers, the directors, their main purpose, all these people that are ruining Star Wars, all these people that are trying to ruin Lord of the Rings, their main purpose, it's not about them. See, we learn as actors is that it's always us on stage, but we serve a bigger purpose, and that purpose is the script. Our job is to present that as close to the creator's vision as we can get it. These people don't do that. They don't care. They're immature. That's why they suck. And shame on you. How dare you? You're lazy. If any of you poser hacks are watching this, you can get a big F you from the bottom of my heart. Second thing I want to talk about, guys, and I'll just make this quick here, is Amy Coney Barrett. Amy Coney Barrett. What else is there? What else is there to say? The stupid ass Cory Booker and all of them up there were just trying to hang her out to dry. All the black folks talking shit about her. Y'all are full of shit. What the fuck do y'all want, by the way? That's another video I'll probably talk about tomorrow. But all I'm going to say is, it's for me, it was enough. I've been barely following the whole shit, to be honest with you. But for me, watching just a bit of it, how she stands tall, knowing the fact that somewhere down the line they had to, as a family, sit down and decide to adopt those Haitian kids. Yeah, I think it does. I don't know if it, whatever in their brain, I don't know if it gives her an out, but she doesn't need an out. She doesn't have anything to prove to you. To be honest, she's already in a position to where she's being sworn. It doesn't matter to you. But what I'm saying is that somewhere in there, those Haitian kids going to bear that name, part of that legacy. Oh, they're probably going to have a great fucking life, and they just hate it, right? They have to find something wrong with it. Seems pretty racist to me. Isn't that what they call racism? The inability to tolerate different people with different backgrounds and shit. I know they've added a bunch of other crap underneath it. Because they don't want to use words like prejudiced and stereotype because they don't hold the same weight as racism. See, it's all part of their game to keep the country divided. Right down to the words they use. They went and changed the shit to make it more powerful. I'm telling you, don't vote these fucking... Oh, God, I did it. Shit. Don't vote these people in there. At this point, how many lies do you have to see come to fruition? Basically all of these, most of these things, since they've been around, that's just gone. Jussie Smollett, the Kyle Rittenhouse lies, AOC and her bullshit, Elijah Cummings' bullshit legacy, Black Criminals Matter, destroying our country. This is all the leftists. And the Democrats seem to be just okay with it. at this point, if you just want to maintain the life, hey, fake armchair revolutionaries, if you want the opportunity to go out there and whine about being accepted and try to make people feel sorry for you as a form of trying to gain equality, you won't have anywhere to do that. Because here in America is the only place that anybody would even listen to your shit. I'm just saying, real talk. If you took all 13% of us and dropped us in the middle of China, fuck anywhere, England, France, they're gonna be like, get to fucking work. They're not gonna fucking care. In America, fucking coddled as hell. Point blank, end of story. Anytime one of these fucking thugs get killed, and no, they're not all thugs, but a good damn number of them are. Sorry if it fucking offends you, but it's true. The main way, and I'm not sitting up here saying there's no police brutality. I just, but I don't think that they're all bad people. But you know how you avoid that shit, ladies and gentlemen? Stay out of it. That's what you should do. Because me, myself, I'm just like, the way that I think about it is that, well, I'm just going to stay out of the shit altogether. I'm not going to be doing anything fucked up to even be in that situation. I don't hang out with people that'll be in that fucking situation. And I was watching some stupid ass athlete talk about, you grew up with those guys and you can't say, well, now that I make a lot of money, I ain't friends with you no more. It's like, yeah, you can. Because they wouldn't bring that shit to you if they were your friends. It's not like you don't love those people anymore or anything like that. But once you start having a family of your own and moving on, sometimes, it's like if your friend, it's okay when you're younger, right? Like you can, you see that kid's going down a bad road or whatever, and your parents say, hey, you can't hang out with him no more. Tough shit, they're probably right. Might get you in trouble. And if they were your friends, they would understand that, or they would change their life instead of costing you your shit. See, I kind of blame Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, actually, because, as soon as shit started getting real between them, he should have got up out of that shit, no matter what it costs. I know you can't just leave, but, moving away, anything, if it was serious. But I guess this is just all because they're tortured and all white people's fault, right? Oh God, it's so annoying. These people need to take some responsibility, and those people out there that lie about these things and create these hate hoaxes, people that let the shit go, like Kim Fox, Lori Lightfoot, all these people need to take a fucking hike and go play on the freeway. Just go away and not say anything to anybody ever again. So I'm going to end this video with saying the next time it's good to be back. I want to talk more about Amy Coney Barrett and these weirdo leftists and the countdown to the election. I'm voting in person. Not doing this mail. I'm old enough to remember in the 90s that mail-in ballot shit was a goddamn catastrophe. I'm going in person. And if you can, you should too. I understand everybody can't. You should, if you can. With that being said, just remember, ladies and gentlemen, more than ever, I'm going to do it in my Christian Slater voice. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. I'm Cliff London, everybody. Thank you for watching. Good morning, everybody. And for me, good night. Let me know in the comments section what you think of my Christian Slater. That was Christian Slater, Heathers. Let me know what you think. It's been years since I pulled it out. It was a fucking great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's called Heathers. Good night, everybody.